guys. Please let me know if everything is running in the chat. Please say hi. And if you can hear me okay. Because I don't see things moving. Yay! What's up, you guys? Okay, I'm gonna look at this camera. So, awesome, cool, and you can hear me, right? Sweet. How you guys been? It's a couple of days, right? And I told you I'd be back to get this piece done because I spent too much time, you know, trying to figure things out. Hey, you guys. So who's going to be drawing with me today or coloring or doing some art? Because I think someone said they're going to be working on some pages, right? Or their own comic book. Awesome. Sweet. Xavier's going to be drawing. That's awesome. Nice. Inking Luca comic. Awesome, Sebastian. That's amazing. Hopefully I could do some more of these streams where I'm actually on longer than an hour. Then we could all just kind of chill for a couple hours at least and make some art because it really helps me out as well. Because I get kind of in the rut when I'm drawing by myself for a long time, so I need to feed off of your guys' energy. Sweet. So Xavier's working on a commission. Venom Eminem commission. Interesting. So is it like a hybrid of the two Eminem Venom? Thank you, Mr. Docs, for the super chat, and thank you for telling me that you love my style. And yeah, I hope to keep building off of the loose style that I have right now, where I'm kind of trying to figure things out. And I'm pretty sure you guys are on the same boat, where you have a style in mind, and then you're kind of working towards it, and it's a little bit of someone else's style and your own, and it takes forever to kind of get there. So yeah, awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's see here. Alrighty, I guess I'm gonna get started then. So let's see. I'm gonna be doing the, like I told you from the first episode, using the colorful or colored versions of the Micron pens to ink the outline. Since I'm going to be coloring her with Copic markers, this allows me to have like I feel like there's more dimension when you use these, and plus it doesn't smear and it dries really fast, so I can just get to coloring right away. And so what I'm gonna do is probably color the skin first, because I know everybody loves the skin and how that comes together, and I personally like watching other artists work on skin as well. So yeah, so I'm gonna do that. I tweaked her a little bit. I mean, remember during the last stream, I was not happy with her face, and I erased left and right, to and fro, and yeah, so I finally just kind of locked in as much as I could to be happy with enough to start inking and coloring this. So we'll see how that goes. I will not erase. I try not to. I'm going to put my eraser as far away from me as possible. What's up, Maurice? Paper Slayer. You mean like Pen Slayer? Because I have so many pens. What's up, David? Man, it's been a while since I've seen you in person, right? How long did it take me to... How long do you take to do thumbnails? Okay, so... Hollow Onion asked how long it takes to do thumbnails. It all really depends on what's on the page and how much of the story I had in my head figured out. If it's just interior pages, but if it's like a commission, that all depends too. Like how involved is it? If it's a bust, generally speaking, it takes me a couple minutes, honestly. But if it's a full figure, then it takes me, a couple hours at least if I'm focused and concentrated on doing the thumbnails. So hopefully that answers your questions. Don't forget. Oh yes, table recommendations. That's right. What's up, man? You asked me that question on Instagram. So while I answer that, I'm gonna start trying to ink, because last time I just kept talking and I didn't do any drawing for like 15 minutes or something. Yes, Copics. So, what was the question? Oh yeah, the table. So right now I'm using an uplift table. It's one of those tables that go up and down. It's got an engine, so it's programmed and everything. And I like this because for a while I was just I don't have a whole lot of space to work with. So having this desk, I was able to put my computer on it, and also let's see if that's working. And then, you know, like I could draw. It's a wide enough table where I could draw and do my digital work and my, you know, video editing and stuff. I used to have a drafting table, and so I recommend that if you're drawing on paper a lot. But if you're doing digital and traditional stuff, I recommend like getting one of those laptop risers where you could actually raise the piece and then work on it, and then also have the Cintiq and your computer and stuff. And it's wide enough, like I said, where you could possibly do that. I mean, look at this this place, I forget what they're called, but the mat I have, this thing is dirty because I ink on it, I paint on it and stuff. So it's how I do everything. I don't have a drafting table anymore. I used to, but not anymore. So let's see if I forgot anything. Thank you so much. Let's see. Super Toyota asked me who my favorite manga artist is. I can't see if I could pronounce his name. It's Inoue. He does Vagabond, and that's my favorite manga artist. Aside from, let me see. What's his name? What's his name that does Death Note? And then there's Atoma. So, and I'm spacing right now because I'm trying to think who's Akira Toriyama. Of course, is a legend, and I grew up with his stuff. So, Dragon Ball Z. Back when I was in high school, I would draw Goku, and mostly Goku, and then Gohan, and I think everybody loved. Remember Go Dinks? That's my favorite. Obata, yes. Let me know if you had any more questions about the kind of table or, the kind of table I'm using, or drafting table or desk. Because I know it's a little unusual to only have a computer desk and not so much a drafting table, but it's just I find it works for me because I move a lot. It was hard to try to move two huge desks. I mean, and this one was already kind of hard to move here because it's so heavy. Plus, it gets me standing too, so I'm not sitting the whole time. So I'm just gonna lock in her features now with the ink so that I could go ahead and erase my pencil marks, and then I'm gonna start coloring the skin right away. And then I could still leave the pencil marks in here and just kind of go into it later. So, oh yeah, Junji Ito is amazing. I remembered watching, is it Tomie? And what is it? Uzumaki, those movies back in the day. Those are pretty crazy movies. So shading, yeah. The real Chewy's walkabout. Yeah, I'll definitely explain how I shade and stuff like that. So someone asked, Ellie asked about designing eyes and stuff. It all depends on the character I'm drawing, and Morrigan from Darkstalkers has an inherent personality, and so it's not too hard for me to kind of figure out how I want it to look. But as we know from last week, it took me forever to get the look I'm going for. In fact, she's still kind of a little too innocent. I mean, her eyes aren't, I think they should be closed a little bit more, but I don't want to overdo it with the ink, because once I lock it in, that's it. If it looks funny, I can't fix it. So I'm going to go a little light on the inking, and then maybe leave myself some room to fix this if I have to. So I just want to block in enough of the ink where I could start coloring her skin, so I don't spend too much time noodling around and inking, you know. So since I, you know, so JDSCT asked if this is how my pencils look before I ink and stuff, like during the last live stream, and it is. So I don't really have to tighten my pencils. I mean, I've done it a couple times where I know like an inker is going to come in and ink my work, but it's rarely does someone have to ink my work nowadays. I've had a few people inking my stuff in the past, so I'd have to tighten the lines a little bit. Or if there's no intention of inking at all, then I have to like tighten it just a little bit. But usually it's not too bad. Super. See, where would I go with this? Okay, I don't want to noodle around too much with the eyelashes. See what I mean? Like, it's easy to just keep drawing and inking if I'm not like paying attention, and it's gonna look funny again. So okay, I'm gonna leave her eyes like blank for now, because I don't want to mess it up and make her cross-eyed on accident. I had a lighter brown I want to use for the nose. Hopefully this doesn't mess it up. Okay. Because I want her features to be kind of soft, so I don't want any really harsh, dark inks just yet. Maybe towards the end I'm going to go ahead and go in with like a black pen or brush and then do her eyelashes. Komanga says inking is annoying. It can be until you get kind of used to it and take so much practice just to kind of be comfortable with not messing up. And even then I still mess up and I have to use like whiteout just to fix it. Okay, so this is as simple as it gets. I'm not going to do too much inking. And then maybe the lips a little bit, but even so, I don't think I really need to worry about inking. And in fact, I could probably get away with doing like a more painterly style with the, what do you call it, with the skin. So sometimes I can be kind of brave and I'll just do it this way where I don't fully ink the piece if I want to color the skin right away. So we're going to just jump right into that. I think just having the structure of her face inked in is a lot easier for me to do this now. So I don't know if I'm making any sense right now. Okay, we're gonna do it. We're gonna go ahead and start coloring right now. I think I'm just being impatient. And maybe a little too confident. This might bite me in the butt pretty soon here, but we'll see. Okay, so here we go, guys. Mm, so this is Cotton Pearl. 1 second here. Cotton Pearl. This is the skin tone I'm going to use as the base tone. And I try to build it from light to dark just because if I mess up, it's easy to fix a light, you know, marker. But if you go dark right away, it's going to be hard. So I build up from light to dark when it comes to markers. Yeah, so let's see. And this is a really thick, I'm using the chisel edge on this one. So this is really thick compared to like this one right here. So it's the same color, but this is a lot thinner and smaller. Michael says if I make her cross-eyed, I can always draw a fly right in the middle. Yeah, I could if it wasn't a commission. I would love to do that. That'd be funny. So Heaven asked me when I stream. Well, I don't have a set date yet, but I like Thursday and Friday. I feel like it's more, I'm less in a hurry to get things done right away. So, oops, you know what I should have done? Let me put a piece of paper between this. 1 second. Give me 2 seconds. There we go. And I'm just going to go back in and erase some parts and just to make room for the marker. I don't always color like this. Sometimes I'll just completely erase the pencil marks, but I feel like I might be okay with this, but you might see some unintended consequences here and there. So microns work well over Copics. Yes, not smudging. How are they over pencil? It might be okay. I guess we'll see. We're gonna be brave today and try to figure things out. Richard has 3 art shows to go to this month. That's awesome. You know what? Ever since I moved back into the city, we've been able to go to a bunch of art walks and see other art, and it was really cool. So to me, that's very inspiring, and I love doing that. You're gonna hear a lot of like marker capping and uncapping. So, and okay, so this doesn't feel good. I'm glad I stopped. So this is kind of dry right here, and I just I refilled it, but it's kind of sticky, so I'm not gonna take my chances with that one. Because I like to blend the nose area really soft, so I don't like it when it's too chiseled. So luckily the paper is really nice, so it's blending pretty nicely. And also I have to be careful because even though microns work really well with Copic markers, it's still, because of how thick this is, it could still take some of the ink away and then causes a little smudge. So I'm just going to be really careful with the edges where the marker meets the micron, because I could easily show you right here, it would just start smearing right here. So oh yeah, what was I saying? When I used to do conventions, I'd be coloring so fast, I would uncap and cap my markers and it'd make like this popping sound constantly. So I'll try not to do that on the stream so you guys don't go crazy. I kind of wish this would work really well, but yeah, it's really super sticky. Let's see if I could show you, like right here. I already put ink in it and it's really sticky, so it's not gonna work as something I would want to blend. I'm gonna try another skin tone to see if it works. Okay, this might work. Or what about this one? I bought a bunch of new colors a while ago and I haven't used them yet, so there we go. Okay, this might work. So the toughest part of blending with markers, and especially skin because you don't want it to be noticeable and I mess up all the time, is blending right here where her cheekbone is and like the highlight right here. It could easily be kind of, if it's not a smooth blend, it makes the face look kind of blocky and stuff. So Xavier asked if I used to do conzas and if I don't do them anymore. I would love to go back. I haven't had the time to, and I didn't plan early in advance. And now that I'm working on my own book, I would love to do Comic-Con next summer when it's completed. So, or it's gonna be completed before that, but I'd like to do the conventions again and have time to plan it better. So, okay. All right, this is when you take a deep breath and then you hold your breath and hope it works out. Okay, here we go. So I blend it from the side like this so it makes a nice gradient. And then wait for it to dry a little bit. So I think I'm okay with that. That turned out okay. So I'm using the brush side of the Copics this time, just so I have a nice gradient blend. And if you want to cover larger areas, you use the chisel side of the marker. So I'm building up like where her nose is with the same color, slowly working up like some volume. I don't know if you could see that. Storyboard Vanguard asks what colors I'm using. This is YR00, so this is powder pink for this part. And earlier I was using cotton pearl, so I'm gonna leave, I made like a little, you see right here, like the little color chart. I'll go ahead and leave that picture in the description after the stream is over. I have to scan it and stuff first, but. Oh, Xavier, Emerald City? Heck yeah, man. Like, I need to go back and visit my family, so for sure I would try to go back to Emerald City. That was like the very first comic book show I've ever been tabled at, so, as an artist. That's showing up okay. Hey Saber, nice to see you, or nice to meet you. Thank you for joining us. It seems like we're all going to be working on our drawings right now, right, you guys? Who's working on some drawing right now? Aw. Yeah, Kim Jong-gi. My gosh, you know what? I regret not standing in line and just waiting for him, buying one of his art books and having him sketch in it. I thought I had time to, you know, meet him and see him again at a show, and so it's unfortunate that he passed. One of the best artists of all time, in my opinion. Sometimes I like to use the skin tone that I'm using, or for the lips as well, so that it kind of blends in nicely later on. And then I also see if I kind of like how it looks when I color it in, like the shape and everything. So So I don't know if you guys notice, like when I want like a nice gradient with one color, I hold my hand to the side. So if you're right-handed, obviously you go like this, gently, you know. And if you want more of like a nice smooth transition into a darker, what is it? To shade it in, I guess more, you just kind of build up on the same part that you had to build up volume. So like right here. Oh, thank you so much, Storyboard Vanguard. Hello, Antonio. Thank you for hanging out with us. Oh, nice. Richard, so you're working on pages right now. Are you, what part of the process are you at? Like, are you penciling, inking, or? Oh, penciling, nice. Yeah, I'm penciling some pages too today. And I'm taking a little break to do this and then going back to work afterwards. Okay, so I'll stop right here just so I can keep going with the face, and that way we could get the face at least done during the stream instead of waiting for you guys to come back a third time. If you were throw Copic over any artist, which one would it be? Michael asked if I were to put my Copic marker skills over anybody's art. It would be I love Joe's work, and luckily for me I got to, but I want to do it again. Joe Benitez. And I think Sean Gordon Murphy would be fun. Mirka's would be fun, and Claire Wendling would be fun, and Kenneth Rockefort, I mean, or Greg Capullo. Any one of those artists that I love, I would love to color over their stuff any day. So, plenty. So, I'm sure I'm missing a bunch of comments here. Storyboard Vanguard asked what about if there's any waterproof ink like Microns but for dipping nibs. I've been trying for years to figure that out, and I mean, India ink's supposed to work. I've tried it and I think it works, but it's been a while. I might have to do it again, but I think the India ink, like the color pigmented inks, let me see if I could get it. Don't quote me if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. I think these work pretty well. I think these work pretty well right here, so. Does that work? Okay, yeah. So this might work if it's thin, and I think with nibs, it's because there's so much built up ink when you ink with it. It takes longer to dry, and the problem with like using Copics if you're not patient is it might not be fully dry when you start to color over it, and then it doesn't look so hot, does it? Ooh, it's getting dark. Rocket Man, thank you so much. Deleter. Oh, you know what? Story Vanguard asked if Deleter works. I tried it. I don't know if it worked that well, but I might be wrong. I think Sumi ink, so water-based ink, works with alcohol markers really well, just because it's the opposite, I guess. And like I said, don't quote me. It's been a while. I might have to experiment one more time just to make sure. So yeah, especially, you know, it's really easy to forget that your line art is still not dry. So you go in there and you start coloring it, and then you realize, oh no, it needed some more time to dry. So let's see. Okay, I think I'm gonna go in and stop noodling and just go into doing some of the blush and rose. Let's see what color I picked for that. R81. No. Thank you so much, Artist of Sasuke. Those videos of me talking to my friends and basically podcasting is my favorite because I get to pick their brain because that's how I learn all this stuff. And sometimes I feel like I went into drawing comics just so I could like talk to my favorite artists and stuff because I'm still a huge fan of all their work. Did I not pick a lipstick color for her? Maybe I did. Man, these markers look so good. I thought I checked them already. What color did I pick for her lips? How about this one? Oh man, Richard, if I screwed up and I had to draw over, that would just, which happens a lot. I'd get in so much trouble with deadlines. Sometimes I do have to do it because I messed up so bad. Or worst case scenario, there's always like Clip Studio to fix my messed up inks when it's interior pages. Rocketman Art says I'm a published author myself, made a manga-inspired graphic novel called Asphalt. Nice to see fellow art illustrator at work. I know, right? Like, I learned so much from watching other artists draw. And you would think that we do things the same way, like certain things, maybe the way we approach faces and stuff. Yeah, like where you start, because it's different for everybody and there's no one way to do something, but you pick up little techniques that everybody else has by watching them. It feels like it's getting dark in here because it's overcast right now, so I can't tell if this is causing like a shadow or something. Let me turn this up one notch. Okay, hope that helped. I want to add more color to her nose to kind of bring it out, so I'm going to try to use rose pink. I might regret it, like There we go. Let's try this one right here first. You see what happens? I don't put my markers back, so all of a sudden they start piling up to the left side of me, and then I end up like not knowing what color I used. Maybe you put this one away. And this one right here. Okay, see, this is where I have to know when to like take my hands off and not keep like adding to something, then it starts to mess up and it's like, whoa, I probably should have stopped while I was ahead. Okay, so I'm gonna do this to her nose, add a little bit of rosiness, and this is like a rose pink. And if I feel like there's too much rosiness in some areas, I basically just darken the face or the shading a little bit more so that it doesn't like stand out way too much. It's kind of dark right now, actually. Let's see, 1 second here. Okay, I think it helped. Okay. I mean, I'm tempted to shade in her cheeks with a little bit more rosiness, but I'm not brave enough to do that yet. I think I'll wait till I figure that part out first, or what color I want to use. Then again, so here's another technique. I'm gonna use blush, I think. Okay, so this is blush, and what I'm gonna do is kind of go in there and just kind of lay that color on top, and then you take the base color, which is in this case powder pink, and kind of just blend it in, and hopefully when it dries it looks nice. Let's see. Thank you so much. Rocket Man, yeah, using Copics for covers. That was kind of how I started out my cover drawing career, as well as like coloring with Copic markers on the cover. And I was able to do some stuff for Marvel, and they were open to seeing it, because it's a tough thing to green light if we're not quite sure how it's going to look when it's printed, and the amount of time that it takes just to color a piece. But that was years ago. I think now everybody kind of has that. There's more artists using markers and different mediums for covers than there used to be for quite some time. So, hello from Trinidad and Tobago. That's awesome. What time is it over there? You guys about 6 hours ahead or 4 hours ahead? I'm assuming 3 hours ahead. I might be wrong. Joey Perez started coloring background colors with watercolors. Awesome. Yeah, you know what? Like, watercolors is very underutilized, I feel like, and for interior work, and that was like the coolest thing ever. And you cover a lot of ground a lot quicker too, so. Color her eyes are green. Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna add some her eye color in. What color did I decide? BG. Okay, here we go. Hello from Cyprus. Awesome. What's up? And we have, okay, it's 8:40 a.m. in Australia. That's actually really good. I never know what time to stream. I don't know what time. I mean, I guess it all depends, right? Hopefully this works for you guys. It was 4 p.m. my time, so I could nudge the hours a little bit here and there. I like doing it in the evening, because then, you know, I've gotten most of my work done already in the morning, so I have some time in the evening to right before dinner to just kind of chill. Yay, she doesn't look cross-eyed yet. It's where you put the pupils, I think. So I'm gonna procrastinate until I have to absolutely do the pupils. Oh my gosh, I would love to smell fresh bread in Cyprus. That the idea of fresh bread smells awesome. Don't draw the pupils, Xavier, until you really absolutely have to. And I'm telling you that, I'm reminding myself. I hate drawing pupils. This car alarm is going off outside. There you go. Thanks so much, Nighthawk. Well, have a good evening. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out with us too. Hey, what's up? From Poland. That's awesome. I love that part of the, I should say Europe. I like going to Germany, Netherlands, and I haven't been to Poland yet, but we were supposed to do that this last time, and I couldn't make the move because Joe Benitez was going to a convention over there, so couldn't go along with him because we were in Amsterdam at that time. Hello from Wales. What is up? I want to go there too. I need to go back to Europe. It's apparent. Was hoping to plan a trip in the fall, but we'll see how that goes. Because I'm supposed to finish my book late this summer, early fall. So, oh my gosh, there's like thunder outside. Ooh, scary. Quick story. So when we were living in the cabin, we have, our internet isn't that great, and we have like this metal roof, and one day we're about ready to play, I think, Call of Duty or something. All of a sudden you hear like this huge crash and the house shakes, and then all the lights turn off. You realize, oh, lightning just struck the house. I mean, it's so scary to be struck by lightning like that and just, be underneath the roof. Imagine if I was outside like 5 minutes before. I'd be like fried chicken. Humaka, hey, what's up? So I met you at SamCon. That's awesome. And I drew Spider-Gwen. Yeah, that was fun. I miss Hawaii. I'm gonna have to go back there too. Miss all my Ohana. Okay, so what am I missing? It's been a while since I've colored with Copics, so I need to be more brave. I want to give her blush, but I'm afraid to wholly mess it up. Okay, I guess I'm gonna do it. Here we go. Boom. Just go for it. I'm trying to talk myself out of being scared. That's okay. It looks alright. Okay, that's not gonna work. Michael asked if I developed any superpowers after the lightning strike. No, actually, I think I went backwards. I became more afraid of lightning than thunder. And when I go backpacking, I try to pick good weather, but it doesn't always turn out that way. And when I see clouds like the ones that are outside, it's so scary to be out there. That part was scary. Okay, I'm okay with that for now. Let's see. I'll give her shadow, basically. So, comic book films. I haven't. What's the last comic book movie I watched? I think it was the Spider-Verse Part 2. I think that was the last one. I kind of hear that there's movies coming out, but I haven't really seen anything since then. I know there's Fantastic Four, and then there's Superman. I always think I'll see them eventually, and then I don't see it. I missed quite a few, actually, of comic book films. make sure the camera doesn't turn off. Oh, okay, so I missed. Hey, what's up, Harlem the Goat Gaming? Yeah, I like your screen name. What games do you play? I'm still playing the old Call of Duty World War II. John and I love that game. In the last podcast I had, you saw me playing at the beginning. It's like it's what we do together is play online. And I could buy the new Call of Duty, but man, it just takes so getting used to and downloading and stuff. And I'm lazy. Hey, what's up, Devastator Omega? You guys have some really cool screen names. Alan Smith asks, how is Neo Wonderland going? What issues are you on? So it's going for sure. And I'm planning with the team right now, like to get it launched in October. I didn't want to say anything yet until we have all the numbers and everything. But yeah, we're looking at anywhere between 2 to 3 issues for the Kickstarter. So yeah, I'm supposed to get that done end of August. So I'm kind of hauling, trying to haul a word right now. So oh, thanks so much, Alan. I'm looking forward to finally getting it done too. Up a little bit. Harlem the Goat Gaming. Yeah, Devil May Cry is awesome. Dante is one of my favorite characters of all time. He's such a badass. Some of the stuff I did early on was inspired by him, obviously, and even the characters from Neo Wonderland, I got ideas from that too. Get a refill. Oopsies. I should have planned for this. Where is it at? Okay, I'm gonna refill. Oop, wrong color. Okay, I'm gonna refill the ink right here. So I cheat and I just gonna add a little drop, wait for it to dry a little bit, and then I just keep going because I don't have time to like inject it with the little pin that they give you, needle. It's getting kind of dark. Michael E. Pritchard asked if I use watercolors at all. Yeah, I do. I use watercolors a lot, actually. I love watercolors. In fact, I haven't used Copics in quite some time. I just started doing it because I'm doing some commissions, so I pulled out my Copic markers again because I like how smooth it looks, and I'm so used to it that I could actually do it pretty quickly. Whereas with watercolors, it requires a little bit more patience, I guess, and time. So. Oh, thank you so much, Lewis. Yeah, I love drawing Darkstalker characters and stuff, especially Morrigan. I remembered back in the day when the game first came out, I was like, wow, what a cool character design with the hair and everything and personality. I never even knew what a succubus was up until Darkstalkers. So. And I used to play Marvel versus Capcom 2 all the time at the arcade when they had such a thing as arcades where you'd put the quarter just to have to be next, and I would play at the mall, and that was fun. And sometimes people would get pretty upset in punch machines. You know how that works. Those were the days. And Street Fighter 2. Michael asked, who draws the most pretty faces? I mean, J. Scott Campbell, Joe Benitez, Michael Turner, of course, the great Michael Turner, my huge idol. So, yeah, Xavier, I love 2D games. I mean, arguably, yeah, a little bit more than 3D games. But of course, that has changed where you could do 3D and 2D at the same time, or it looks like it's the same thing. Cal asked, "Is it true you can stare at the canvas and the canvas draws the art for you out of fear and respect of your power?" Maybe that's just a campfire story. Well, yeah, it is a campfire story, but I love campfires, so it must mean it's true. Oh, yeah, cool in first place. So, yes, I think people are longing for that experience. And in Seattle, they had GameWorks, and I know they had a few different locations, and that's where everybody went for a time to go play video games in the arcade. You could have drinks and you could eat and just go play video games. And, they closed down, and I really miss that experience. I feel like people need an outlet. Kind of like, I understand why Blockbuster closed down, but I don't know I think video games, if you had a really cool arcade/gaming space and comic book space and place where you could eat and drink. I mean, how cool would that be? I mean, that idea is in my head, and one of these days when I make $1 million, I'm going to go open myself an arcade comic book store type deal where you could play games, table games and stuff. Bonzo, yes, Joe Mangiera is the shit. I love Joe. He was obviously very inspiring too with Battle Chasers and all of his old X-Men comics. Yeah, man, if I make money, you better bet you guys are going to get to come to my arcade/comic book store / everything I want. Video game store, figure store, trading cards, everything. Just something cool to hang out at, and read comics and books and stuff like that. And then decorate it like it's the 1980s or something. How cool would that be? I know they have places like that, and I know Amsterdam has something kind of like that, but I kind of want to merge comic books and video games, so that'd be kind of cool. Okay, I'm getting more comfortable. I think I should be able to speed through. Shouldn't say that, that's gonna jinx it, but I should be able to speed through this a little bit more now that I got the face out of the way, which is always the scary part. Michael, yeah, comic books and arcade store, heck yeah. I'm sure there's a few other things I could fit in there to make it like an experience, you know, kind of like a theme park. Why not? What was the other question here? What's Darkstalkers about? Oh, I don't want to mess it up, but it's about. It depends, right? What game you're playing. It's supernatural and fighting the forces of darkness, and some of the characters in the game are also dark. And then if you play Puzzle Fighters, it's another story. If you play Marvel vs. Capcom and you have some of the characters, it's a different story. So I couldn't tell you what the most recent concept of the story is. But I bet you if I open this book up right now and read what the synopsis is, if they had it, I'd be able to tell you. It's storming outside right now, so every time I hear something, it just freaks me out. Journey. So Alan asked what inspired Dragon's Glacier. A lot of the Final Fantasy games, but mainly it was just me and John and I talking about like a cool fantasy idea, because I love fantasy and I love medieval and, you know, like Game of Thrones and stuff. He was like coming up with all these cool characters that we could draw, and they're like different types of dragons and bears and environments, and so I came up with a story for that. It's a fairly simple story, but I don't want to give it away because there's some things that they're plot twists, I guess. I'm not saying it's the most unique thing, but it's a plot twist for the main character in the story. So. And I haven't worked on that in a while. I'm going to finish Neo Wonderland first and then go from there. So, and I want to do that one in black and white. I feel like it works great as black and white, whereas with Neo Wonderland, it's going to be full color, and then I'll release like a black and white edition or something. Thanks so much, man. I'm trying to not mess up, because once you do markers... Oh my gosh, can you see the trees in the background? It's so crazy. I mean, this is not even half as bad as it usually is when it storms. Like, the trees just go crazy and the raindrops are like golf ball size. Okay, I'm gonna go do her hair now, or you know what time is it? I'm gonna add some highlights just so you guys can see what I do with the Pashka. Remember these things? Ooh, this is the best part. Please don't fail me. So this is how I add highlights, and I think this one is gonna work. So. Test this out first. Okay. Add some a gleam in her eye, like that. Maybe I don't want to overdo it. So maybe a little bit more on her nose. Kind of brings out the nose and the eyes. So Rocket Man Art, am I with a publisher like Marvel? I'm indie, but I work for Marvel, DC, and other companies. Right now I'm working with Ghost Machine, so I contract out to them, and Aspen and stuff like that. I know, I agree, Richard. Black and white's the way to go for some of the stories. So I feel like just to scratch that itch, I'm going to do Dragon's Glacier in black and white. make it full on manga and focus on the richness of, you know, the contrast and stuff. Oh, thanks. Yeah. Whew. It's nerve-wracking doing Copics after taking such a long break for the most part, because I was doing Lola in Copics for the most part, and yeah, it's been a minute. It's easy to go overboard with the highlighting, so I'm going to try to slow down. And you know, if I want to add like something like that, and you could just use your finger to kind of soften that edge a little bit. And then right here on the shoulders for accent. Yeah. Oh, it's a good idea to buy a black and white TV. How cool would that be? So the real Chewy's walkabout. Will you be ink washing in the future? Ink washing like this piece or like a comic book or? Thank you, Joe. Yeah, these art gloves help out a lot. I used to not wear them and everything would just be all smudgy and smeared and stuff. So these are supposed to be for like Cintiqs and tablets and stuff, but I realize that it works just as good with traditional mediums and stopping any kind of messes from happening. So I do quite a bit of ink wash with the commissions I do, but I like using color ink washes for the most part because it adds more drama. Even though with my black and white art, I could probably I could do that, but I think I like it when it's really stark and contrast. And when I do ink washes, I'm not very good at it yet, so it looks kind of smudgy and soft. So thank you so much, Antonio. What am I doing now? Okay, let's see. Let me finish up her eyes, and then I'm gonna do this up here, I think, and I'll have some time for a little bit of the hair, or trying to figure out where to go from here. Maybe I just do the hair. Why not? Thanks so much, Richard. I thought I was going to be done with this in an hour, but that was pretty optimistic. Because I want to take my time on this piece and make it look good. So there might be a third podcast or live stream with this piece, so you guys can see me finish it on camera instead of off camera. This is working out pretty well until it runs out of ink. Okay, I think I'm okay with how that looks right there. Tangents, yeah. I mean, if you catch it in the penciling phase, it's not super horrible, but when you start inking and you catch a tangent, that's when it sucks. Okay, so I'm gonna let's try this. Okay, I'm gonna try to do this right here. What is this? This is a PN. I think this means. I'm not sure. It's not one of those. What do you call it? Where it's. What kind of tip is this? I guess a pen point, maybe? I don't know. But ooh, I like how that feels. I'm gonna keep the, what do you call it? The action lines, I guess you could call it that, here because I want to create some texture. So I'm not gonna go all in with the marker and just kind of do this. I want to leave the texture in there and just kind of color over that. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna take a quick break. So I think I'm gonna draw over the logo a little bit. So let me see if I could show you. I go over with the Pashka and then make room for the top of her, I don't know what you call that, wings on her head. Okay. Huh. Doing something weird. Okay, I'll come back to that later, but eventually I want to be able to color over the logo with the design. Okay. Anyhow, back to our precision nib. Yes, thank you. That's what it's called. Yes, these are precision nib microns. So. Okay, so the real Chewy's Walkabout asked about Line of Beauty. I've heard about it. How does it work? I might be mixing a few things up here. I'm thinking of the golden ratio, which is kind of the same thing with mathematics. I feel like the Line of Beauty is, I mean, it's like a balanced, it's a balanced line, even though it's not a straight line. So that's the simplest way to explain it. Probably not that great. Yeah, Michael, I think I might have to use acrylic. Maybe. Or a different... I'm going to try one more time. Really thick. Nope, not happening. I just made a huge mess. Oh, okay, yeah, that's... This is acrylic marker, so, or ink, so I'm sure it'll be fine. It's so thick. Okay. You didn't see that happen? So I'm just gonna speed through this part right here for now. Peach Momoko. Yeah, I love her work. She's amazing. Let's do some basic approach spray paint. Michael, yeah, spray paint would be awesome, right? I would love to do that. I don't have my airbrush with me anymore. It's like in storage right now. I know it's pretty bad. Michael, I will have to look into Betty White's Lines of Beauty. That sounds like something I should probably study. Yeah, for sure. Lines of Beauty sounds like something that would speed my work up, that's for sure. I think David Finch was talking about that a while ago on his live stream. Let's see. Yeah, I wish my lines are all Lines of Beauty. Let's see, what am I doing here? Okay. Oh, wow. I did not notice that my finger has white all over it. Okay. I think it should be okay. I'm pretty sure while I draw this, someone's going to tell me exactly what a line of beauty is, because I can't search it, but you guys can, and then we'll learn what that is together. I'm pretty sure line of beauty is obvious when you see it, but not when you don't. I'm one of those people that used to buy like how to draw books and just look at the pictures and try to decipher what I'm seeing and kind of learn like that. I'm sure I'm not the only one, but I've gotten better at reading how to draw books. Yeah, instead of reading them. Yeah. Yes, so the Line of Beauty. Okay, cool. So yeah, that's what I thought it was, because there is this one channel, he has a book, it's like what is it? It's like a dynamic anatomy or drawing with dynamics. I can't remember what it is, but I know he has a lot of S and C curves in his in the book. So I should probably start practicing. To be honest with you, it's been a long time since I've actually studied and tried to improve. Like I used to do sketchbooks all the time, but yeah, I'm gonna have to try to get back into that. Okay, I'm gonna stop procrastinating on her eyes and just finish it. Remember, we don't want her to be cross-eyed. Okay, I'm gonna go for it. Yeah, so Xavier said I didn't start actively reading the art, like how to draw books until like 10 years ago, and I was like, oh, that's why I suck. Yeah, dude, you and me both, huh? Now for the eyelashes. Okay. Yeah, Richard, you're right. Dynamic Anatomy. That book is awesome. Draw with Force, right? Dynamic. Yeah, Draw with Force. That's what it was. Thank you. And he's got an awesome YouTube channel, so I need to catch up on that too. Alexander asked if I'd like to draw samurais and ninjas. Yes, absolutely. In fact, my comic book, Neo Wonderland, is like a cyberpunk tale of samurais and ninjas and mafia and yakuza and all sorts of stuff. And we have a cat named Pocky that's in the book as well. Thank you so much. So Rocket Man, I'm working on a couple right now. One from my buddy Francis Manipul. It's the Rockefellers, published by Ghost Machine, and then I'm working on my own. So I'm taking a little break from my own to finish up that series, which is this month, and then jumping back on to my own book. Oh, jeez. Sorry, guys. Camera went out, or they fell asleep. See, even cameras fall asleep. Thank you for letting me know. Hope it wasn't too long. I think I'm back. You see me? I think it should work now. It's a slight delay, I think. Okay. What to do next? So I'm gonna go for about maybe 5-6 more minutes, and then we're gonna have to finish this on one more episode, you guys. I'm sorry. I wasn't as fast as I thought I was. Aw, you guys are so sweet. Thank you. Yes, so I have to go grab dinner with John and then have to get back to drawing pages, but we are gonna have to continue this one, I guess, next week. Let's do next week, sometime next week. Oh, thanks, Mike. Yeah, Rockefellers is amazing. Francis is awesome. I always admired, like his ink wash work was during his flash days at DC, and it was amazing. So. Oh yeah, I remember the Max cover that I did. That was Emerald City, right? It was years ago. That was a lot of fun. I remember the old, I think, is it Liquid Television, or was it just its own thing that they would play the Max at on MTV? That was so cool. I didn't understand the whole story back in the day, but I still liked how it felt. The vibes it was giving. I know her hair looks really purple and blue right now, but. Yes, yeah, oh my gosh. I would stay up late even if I wasn't supposed to watch Liquid Television and the oddities, and it was amazing. What's interesting with her hair is some people, they like to make it more towards the green, and then some are a little bit more towards the blue, but I like this other color. It's it's like teal almost, and I don't have that color, so I have to pick one or the other. It's going to be either a little bit more blue or a little bit more green. But let's try this. Is there any way to make this blue and green? How does that look? It's a bit much. Overkill. Sorry, let me figure this out, and then I'll let you guys enjoy the rest of your hours that you have left, I guess. Let's see. Doesn't look bad. Oh my gosh, Joe Dent, you got an uncut card from 95. That's amazing. Oh, so cool. I don't know about you guys, but I think that kind of stuff on MTV was what made me really want to draw comic books and stuff. So that, and like that one music video by Aha, Take On Me, and of course the morning cartoons like Ninja Turtles and stuff. My gosh. Oh, I don't want that. Yeah, I'm just gonna start figuring out the colors for her hair because I don't want to go overboard with the color I don't like. So, All right, you guys. I'm going to turn to this camera, even though I know you guys are going to type right here, so it looks weird, sort of. But yes, Ghostbusters. See, I get sidetracked. But I don't know how to end this kind of stuff. It's kind of tough just hanging out with you, and then all of a sudden after like a couple hours or an hour and a half, I have to go. But we will do this again, right? So thanks for hanging out with me, you guys. And I don't know how to make this not so awkward because I'm enjoying myself. But yeah, this is a lot of fun, and we're gonna do this again. I think next week. Probably this week I did on Tuesday and Friday. So depending on how my work goes, I'm probably going to try to do it on Tuesday, but most definitely Friday. So we'll finish this up on Friday, hopefully. But I that way I can figure out some of the colors. But I promise I won't touch it until we're back on. That way you could kind of see how long it takes to work on a piece. And honestly, I've never really timed myself, so I didn't really know how long this was going to take. But now we know. So, see, I'm gonna read what you guys are saying and see if I missed anything. Thank you guys so much. Thanks, Mark. You have a good night as well. All right, this was so much fun hanging out, you guys. So, thank you for drawing with me, by the way, Xavier and everybody else that was drawing on the stream. It's really comforting, and like not to do it by myself because you live in like a little. What do you call it? You're isolated a lot of times. So, okay, you guys. Well, you have a good evening, and I will see you guys next week. Sometime we'll work on the same piece, and I'll be updating you online and stuff as I've been doing. So, okay, I will see you guys next week. Have a good evening and morning and day and stuff like that. So, I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye. Bye. See you guys next week.